Today's lesson is lesson 36, classifying triangles. All triangles have 3 angles and 3 sides, but we can classify or sort the triangles by the size of their angles and by the relative lengths of their sides. So we have 3 different types of angles: acute angles, right angles, and obtuse angles. So triangles that contain these angles can be classified as acute triangles, right triangles, and obtuse triangles. So every triangle has at least 2 acute angles, but if all 3 angles are acute, we call that an acute triangle. A right triangle has 1 right angle, and that makes it a right triangle. It can't have more than 1, it only has 1. And then obtuse triangle has 1 angle that's bigger than a right angle. So that's called an obtuse triangle. We can also classify the triangles by their sides. An equilateral triangle are triangles that have the sides are all the same length. Okay. An isosceles triangle is a triangle that has 2 sides that are the same length and 1 side that's not. And then a scalene triangle has none of the sides the same length. All of the sides are different lengths. Okay. So we've got this problem. All 3 sides of this triangle are congruent. Remember, congruent means the same. So which of the following terms does not describe this triangle? Okay, so an equilateral triangle is a triangle that has all the sides the same length. And we know it tells us that all the sides are congruent. So since we're looking for something that does not describe it, that's not going to be it. Okay, and the next one is an acute triangle. Remember, acute triangles means all of the angles are less than a right angle. And they are. So that describes this triangle. Okay. On the next one, we have the isosceles triangle. So we can say this is an isosceles triangle because the definition is that at least 2 sides have to be the same length. So we could call it an isosceles triangle. So the only one it doesn't describe it is a right triangle because I have no right angles in this triangle. Okay, so the next one says draw 3 angles with sides that are segments of equal length. Make the first angle acute, the second right, and the third obtuse. Then for each angle, draw a segment between the endpoints to form a triangle. Okay, so the first one, I'm going to draw an acute triangle. Okay, and I'm trying to make my sides the same length. Okay, the second one, that's my acute angle. Okay, the next one is a right angle. So it looks like this. And the last one is an obtuse angle. So something like that. Okay. Then it says to connect the lines. So we connect all of these lines. Right? And the last part says classify the triangle by the sides and angles. Well, this first triangle is an isosceles and acute triangle because all the angles are acute and these 2 sides are the same length. Okay, the next one has 2 sides the same length. So this is an isosceles and a right triangle. And the last one is also an isosceles because these 2 lines are the same length, and then it's obtuse. So this is an isosceles obtuse triangle. Okay. All right, and that's it for this lesson. Good luck on your homework.